Hey there guys! Anime Core 85 with me, Cory the Vampire here, and today I'm going to do something a little bit differently. Now, before I start off, let me just say, first of all, I have been analyzing a lot of stuff, my view counts and everything from this whole entire past few months, and of course from my Let's Play of Jak and Daxter to Let's Play Tales of Arise, as well as my gaming rant and manga recommendations and stuff like that. So I think I've decided that from now on, moving forward, I'm going to do more of these gaming / anime rants, but also with manga recommendations and other stuff, because I know that's really what really garners me a lot more viewership. And I do love that you guys do actually enjoy my content. It makes me feel warm inside. And yes, I know me being a vampire recently existed only about a few weeks ago, but still, going forward, I will be part of this channel. I will be pretty much mostly, you'll see me a lot talking about anime and some stuff. Maybe moving forward, I will also probably take part in some Let's Plays as well, so you may actually watch me, and as well as some really interesting stuff that's going down. Most likely that Anime Core 85 will be redecorating his channel. You will see a new logo. You will probably see, I don't know, maybe me getting my own Instagram account. Who knows? A lot of things will happen this upcoming year, and I know this year has been well, let's just say that Core Sonic 23 didn't live up to as much as everybody's expectations, mostly because he literally destroyed it. And thanks to this new channel, Anime Core 85, I am now back on top. So what I really want out of everything is you guys to help show a lot of support for me by just sharing all my videos to your friends, family, and others, and make sure that you guys also are liking my content and such and everything. I'm not totally sure what other platforms I want to bring this whole entire channel to, maybe Odyssey, but I don't know. But yes, you definitely guys can look forward to seeing a brand new mock-up logo type of thing happening for this channel, because I got this idea from one of my all-time favorite YouTube creators that really makes some anime music. He actually makes some anime-inspired music. So if you ever want to, just go and check out Divide Music on YouTube. He's a really incredible artist that makes really well-inspired music videos based on, inspired anime from, like Demon Slayer, like Naruto, like Dragon Ball Z, and others. So you get a really great variety of so many really awesome music, and you can and they're also on Spotify and other stuff, even Apple Music and such. So hey, if you want to listen to some free awesome anime inspired music, go right ahead to Divide Music. There's also another guy called I think Fable, although his is more rap based, I think. So if you like to rap more than your traditional rock / heavy metal, then you guys can definitely check out Fable. I'll probably leave the two links to their channels in the description, so you guys can check them out. Now, with everything out of the way, let me just say that after exploring Crunchyroll and even playing some really cool awesome video games, especially considering my recent of playing Crisis Core, I honestly have to say that out of everything, being a gamer and otaku is really quite amazing. I'm glad I grew up to being an anime otaku as well as a gamer, because those two are amazing. It's great to explore different worlds. It's great to put yourself in a protagonist's shoes and be whoever. And when you're watching anime, you really get a sense of feeling like, I really wish I was this type of person, but I also know this person is, I don't know. Let's see. Let's take that one cool, awesome, annoying, stupid, obnoxious kid from High School DxD. The one, you know, that ugly ass type of main protagonist, end up hanging around with Reese Grimmery and the others. And to be honest, he's kind of somewhat of a dork, and he also isn't really that attractive, to be honest. Well, I mean, if I were a woman, of course. But since I'm not, but yes, if there's anything one wish I could ever make in this life, would be to be surrounded by loads of pretty young, sexy, beautiful women. That's all I want. You know, wouldn't it be nice to just, you know, one day, you know, let's say you're at your work, and then all of a sudden, all the women at your work start coming on to you, and everything. It would be beautiful. And there are some people out there that are actually bachelors that can get any woman he wants, but not everybody is lucky. Not everybody is qualified to get loads of women on them, and that sort of thing. And of course, watching Beasttamers is really amazing, because, you know, it really puts you in the feet of, you know, this guy. Now I can't remember his name now, but you know, the one who got tossed out from his guild, and he ended up doing another guild, and all of a sudden started his own harem guild. That would be a really cool, awesome thing. You know, it's a really cool, awesome feat that he actually has. You know, he has the ability to tame beasts. He has the ability to tame even fucking bees, of course. But, you know, granted that bees are really terrible creatures, considering that sometimes they'll actually look at you as if you're somehow a flower, and then come crawling, creeping in, and buzzing directly into your ear. Which, oh my god, for the life of me, ever since as a child, I've always hated that. I always hated that feeling of always getting that annoying buzzing sound in my ears. That's why I don't like being out in nature so much, because nature is just, I can't deal with, you know, being outside camping with bugs loitering everywhere, especially mosquitoes. God, man, the second, you know, they try to suck out your blood and then they leave, man, you know, you never even realize that, you know, that you got an itch on your arm because of a mosquito. God, this is why I don't like outdoors. Not to mention, I really don't like sleeping out in a sleeping bag. One, it's cold. Seriously, I mean, you don't have a heater. You're literally sleeping in a tent, and you obviously have this whole entire ability, of course, of, you know, you just being in a sleeping bag under a tent, and of course, you wake up in the morning and you're all of a sudden really cold. And the only thing that can get you a little bit warmed up is really some hot chocolate or coffee. Depending on, you know, if you bring hot chocolate with you or if you bring coffee, but not everybody's into coffee. I personally, coffee is not really one of my favorites, but I started growing a little bit liking to just making my own flavored coffee. You know, coffee that's actually sweet, has some flavor added to it. I don't like the acidity and the bitter taste of traditional black coffee. Black coffee is actually disgusting. It's gross. I hate it. I hate it because of the way how everything is. It's horrible. Horrible. But yes. Other than that, let's see. Dr. Stone, I just started watching. Now keep in mind, I've only watched like a couple of the episodes. You know, back when it was first a thing, I forget, how long has it been since it was last out? I think it's been over at least a few years or so. But you know, I recently, you know, started rewatching that over on on Crunchyroll, and so far it's really good. Even though I obviously find that Dr. Stone's sidekick is super annoying. My God, he shouts to the top of his lungs and doesn't even know like how to shut up and how to listen. He literally just does not have a brain to understand logic. And the only thing he cares about is this freaking goddamn woman. It's like, for God's sakes, Stop looking at your woman as if she's some sort of really cool, awesome trophy and an object. Okay, she's human. And you know what? Your freaking and his girlfriend should just consider about breaking up with this guy because he's so fucking goddamn annoying. Now, Dr. Stone I totally respect because, you know, unlike him, he actually thinks. He uses logic. And he's really smart. Now, of course, this douchebag of a guy who's all Mr. Mighty and Strong and Primate, whatever his name is, he, of course, what is his name? Tsukasa? Yeah, Tsukasa, the most annoying, obnoxious, troublesome demon beast primate or whatever. God. He reminds me a little bit of Aizen. And not the good type. The terrible type. But you know, come to think of it, the voice actor for that guy in Dr. Stone, I think he has the same voice actor as the Colonel from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Oh, that's such a really good anime. It's the top #1 most common, most popular of all time anime to watch. It's #1. And you know what? If you've never watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, go give it a watch, okay? Go watch it. It's really good. I love it. And you know what? If you ask any otaku, they'll tell you exactly the same thing. They'll say, oh, you know, I love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's a really good anime. Now, keep in mind, there is the original one, but the original doesn't really follow the same timeline. Okay, it's got some. Let's just say that it kind of ends with the older brother being tossed into a portal into what would be like World War I or in a Civil War or something, and his father being in there with him. But in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, it's actually the full entire story. You get to witness everything that happened from, you know, the actual creator who made the homunculi, and then you also witness Edward and Alphonse going about trying to reclaim their old bodies, but apparently at the very end, Al gets his body, but apparently the older brother gets only one piece of his body back. The other part just, I don't know what happened. I don't know why he doesn't get his leg back. Seriously. But yes, that's one thing. Now, on the video game aspect, let's just say that video games are amazing. I love going about and exploring all these different worlds, and playing Zack Fair and getting to experience Crisis Core firsthand. It's a really unique, different experience. It's kind of different from Final Fantasy VII, the original. Now, I understand that Crisis Core was a big thing back on the PlayStation portable device, but of course I know people were claiming to Square, please bring Crisis Core over to modern consoles, please! And of course, there were always like some sort of convoluted something and some sort of poor excuse that Square would give you. Square would say like, well, we can't because, the voice actor Genesis, we can't get him back. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure you can. You can get everyone back. I'm pretty sure you can. But the problem is you don't want to release it because it was trapped on PlayStation Portable for the longest time. Now, finally, us modern-day gamers finally got our chance to play Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. And so far, I mean, it doesn't disappoint, but I will say, though, the voice actors are iffy at best. I mean, seriously, why couldn't they just keep the same exact voice actors? Like, literally, I mean, the same exact voice actors. I love the voice actor Quentin Flynn who played the Reno. He's such a really great voice actor. Plus, not to mention, he plays Haruka Sensei. He plays Haruka Sensei, he plays Axel from Kingdom Hearts, he plays a really lot of good roles. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, the guy who plays the original voice actor who voiced Sephiroth. Yeah, I like him. I actually do like him. Rick Gomez, who voices Zack Fair, he's also good too. See, that's what I like. I really, really wish all the original voice actors were actually on Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, because that would have been awesome. But yes, I am almost close. I think I'm halfway done with the game. Now I'm trying to find out what I should go back to play to after I'm done with Crisis Core Reunion. I don't know. I want to, like, I mean, I could replay Final Fantasy VII if I want, but I don't know. I think I would be about redoing that as a Let's Play. And yes, of course. Let's see, other worlds. I love Tales of Berseria because the story, it's incredible. Playing as a female protagonist. When it comes to video games or anime in general, I don't mind, like, you know, either playing as male or female. Playing as both different genders is fine. I don't understand why all these current modern day, you know, developers are so, like, why is everything so about diversity and inclusion, like, literally? You know what, just get rid of diversity and inclusion, like, seriously. No one cares about if a game is diverse or not, okay? The only people who do are the ones who don't play video games, okay? Everyone else, you know, video games and anime are niche hobbies. That means it's a small group of people who love, a small community of people who actually adore anime and video games for the longest time, because, you know, we grew up with it. I grew up with both anime and video games. I mean, let's face it, one of my first time ever animes I used to watch when I was young was Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon was a really, really good anime, as well as Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon. Even Yu-Gi-Oh! Those were really, really good animes. I mean, I love the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And I also love Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Keep in mind that I never ever actually got to, you know, Season 3, where after, you know, Jaden Yuki is on, you know, his final legs of at the Duel Academy. So I only got to witness the first three arcs. You know, one with, you know, the light something arc, and then the intro entry to the Duel Academy arc, as well as that whole battle for the key piece arc, that sort of thing. But other than that, it was a really, really good anime. And then I stopped watching Pokemon like right after it got to Black and White. You know, I remember I watched a little bit of Battle Frontier. Yeah, I definitely know Johto was the one I actually watched a lot of. You know, because it was always on a Saturday. It was always on the morning cartoon show on Cartoon Network. That was how I got into Pokemon. Though I never really got much into the card games themselves, but I know there are lots of people out there that really, really enjoyed, you know, collecting Pokemon trading cards. And even there are people out there that still love playing Pokemon Go. Keep in mind that I stopped actually playing Pokemon Go after, you know, after the fad died out. But when it was first a thing, I remember always leaving my apartment at night, going up to the Berkeley, UC Berkeley's campus, and walking around collecting Pokemon. Keep in mind, it would always be the same, but I would always enter, you know, gym battles with other players and such. I forget which team I was on, but yes, I remember. And I also remember hearing about how people would end up, you know, killing themselves because they were playing Pokemon Go and never really, you know, use common knowledge of, like, you know, trying to look up about, you know, where you were going and such. So that sort of thing. And then let's see, the other thing. What else do I remember? I remember a lot of things. Oh jeez, what else can I remember? Oh man, it's been so long. God. But yes, I enjoyed Pokemon, you know. Though I never really quite got much into the games. I mean, I have dabbled in some of the games. I haven't actually played Scarlet Blue or the newest one, mostly because I'm too busy playing on Steam Deck and also on Steam in general. Because you know, let's face it, I'm now a PC player. I used to be so much into Nintendo Switch now that, thanks to the Steam Deck, I no longer care about playing on Nintendo Switch. But I did actually enjoy playing Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2, so there you go. But I still have my Nintendo Switch, I just haven't really touched it in months. So that's pretty much it. And of course, oh yeah, Sailor Moon. Oh, I remember Sailor Moon. Such a really good anime. Oh, it was so beautiful watching all the girls transform and, you know, taking on evildoers and whatever. Inuyasha was also another one. That was also really good. I do know that there is a third one, but it's mostly about it's really like shortly after Naraku is basically pretty much dealt with, where Inuyasha and Kigome get married and they end up having a son. And I think I remember watching a little bit of the first episode, but I kind of like just completely lost it because I never really got to see the ending for Inuyasha. But the graphics and quality are so outdated that I can't really watch it anymore. It's just too oh my god. Man, that's the visual effects really died. It really died out. I can't watch Inuyasha anymore. It's just the graphics and quality are so outdated. But then again, if you compare it to Bleach, the quality is still good. But if you watch Stats in Your Blood War, oh, you are in for a really good time, my friends. You are in for a really good time. That anime is so good. Oh, yes, I love Bleach. Even though there's so much fillers that I don't really care. And then, let's see, what else? God, there's so many other games. Of course, Persona 5 Royale, that one is really good. Considering that you play as a high school kid who somehow accidentally was in the wrong place, wrong time, and end up, you know, getting sent to live with some sort of guardian and such, instead of being sent to juvenile prison, which is terrible. I mean, for God's sake, the kid did absolutely nothing wrong. But of course, it was this guy who told this woman to, you know, to... Well, I can't go into it. It is so terrible. And, yeah. But, yes, there are a lot of other really good video games and anime to watch. A lot of good anime to watch, a lot of really good video games to play. I recently just bought, I just recently put a new order on getting another new anime cute, sexy poster of a woman. Because, you know, let's face it, I love collecting these anime sexy posters of women because they're cute, and besides, anime women are sexy and cute and adorable. Besides, you can't go wrong. Hell, even lollies are even beautiful too. Lollies are good, Neko ladies are also beautiful, Vampirellas are beautiful, Elven ladies are beautiful. So many things are so beautiful. That's the thing I love about anime and video games, is because when it comes to anime and video games, there's nothing out of the realm of creativity. Everything is at your fingertips. You can create whatever it is that you want. Hell, you know, cosplay is not out of the realm. You know, if you want to create a cool, awesome character, you know, all you got to do is, you know how to sew, know what kind of character you want to make, and there you go. You know, you can go to many different conventions and events and go cosplaying and end up getting pictures and everything, and also meeting some other cosplayers as well. Of course, I couldn't possibly go unless, of course, I managed to make one, but I don't know how to sew and I don't know how to create, so Although then again, I suppose I could always just, you know, go out, go buy this cape, this persona, and then just put it on. But then, of course, I would also have to do something about my eyes in real life. I mean, after all, I am only an actual anime person that this person created me for. So, there you go. But yes, feel free to voice comments in the comment section down below about, you know, what has inspired you about video games and anime. I would be most love to hear from the comment section from what you guys thought about in this video. But yes, what inspired me most about video games and anime is just the overall creativity. It's art. But, of course, according to reality, the real world of people do not know what art truly is. I mean, let's look at the Oscars. The Oscars is horrible. It's, you know, there are so many really well creative movies that are so good, but almost everyone, you know, almost every film production out there does not know how to make really the most amazing movies, and doesn't know how to use really the right type of people. You know, let's look at Disney. Disney used to be one of the greatest, you know, company to make really amazing, well drawn out style of animation characters. You know, you have Mickey, you have Donald, you have Goofy, you have others. And then, of course, you have some of the other well-beloved ones like Minnie and Pete and several others. You know, that's the whole thing about with Kingdom Hearts is you know, when you play a game like Kingdom Hearts, you get to explore, you know, different Disney worlds and get to, you know, have a full entire adventure story with Hercules and several others. Man, as a child, I always loved Hercules. Hercules was one of the most amazing best movie that had a cartoon aspect to it. Because it all basically dealt with, you know, Greek mythology. That's all it was just Greek mythology. Or wait, was it Greek? Yeah, it was, yes, I'm right. But, yeah, and of course, you know, you had Emperor's New Groove, which dealt with, you know, an emperor being transformed into a llama, and then, of course, he ended up, you know, had to go and befriend this guy who, you know, who once came to the Emperor, but then the Emperor, you know, decided to destroy his home and everything. But then eventually, at the end of the movie, you actually realize that, well, the Emperor changed his mind and then decided to live next to him. So then they basically became best friends with each other, and that sort of thing. See, when it comes to animation, whether that be 2D or 3D, you always have to remember to make sure that, you know, when you're making a movie, it has to be creative, not so dull and terrible and have, you know, these ridiculous politics stuff jammed into it, because no one cares about politics when they're watching a movie. What people really want is they just want to just enjoy something that's creative, you know, that tells a really cool story, you know, like from a book. You know, when you read an actual book, let's say, like, you know, like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, you're not reading that because, you know, because of someone's politic views on the world. No, you're reading it because, you know, because it's telling a story about Harry Potter and everything. I mean, the whole entire story is just basically with this guy, you know, with this boy named Harry Potter who, you know, goes into battle against this Dark Lord who is evil and terrible and did horrible things to his family. And he basically vowed to get revenge, and thanks to his friends that he made to Hogwarts. Which, by the way, Hogwarts Legacy should be coming out hopefully by next year, so look forward to that. I actually, you know, thinking about all the Harry Potter games, I never really actually played all of them. I never really did. I remember I got to play a little bit of Chamber of Secrets a little bit back on the PlayStation 2 when I was about, I don't know, when I was about, I'd probably say when I was like 13 or 14 years old. I never really got very far into the game, but I remember my brother got far into the game. I just couldn't, for the life of me. I was always interested in the Dragon Ball Z and the Jack and Dexter series. Those were always the most amazing fun things, because those were what I enjoyed the most. But yes, if you do have a favorite, inspiration for anime and video games, definitely share, your inspirations, because, that's the amazing thing about what anime and video games can do for you, is that they give you a sense of purpose. They help give you a better sense of understanding the real world, even though sometimes the information that they give may not be quite as accurate as what you learn in real life from in schools, because, video games are really just an object. They're not actually people. A video game can't give you all the information. Sometimes what you have to learn to do is you have to go out and do some research and explore things on your own. Because, it's one thing I've learned from video games is that, you can't always rely upon your parents, and you can't always rely upon your teachers or your bosses for everything. Sometimes you have to go out and find the information yourself. Because, obviously, sometimes the information that's, whatever your superior officer gives you may not actually be very well accurate. And it's always up to you to deduce, what information has been given, and then try to compare it by doing some research by going online. That's why, it's always best to do, your own research instead of just believing whatever some nonsense human person says to you. Especially if they're in this realm of politics. If they're a politician or whatever, don't believe everything that they say. Use your own, strategic way of looking into things and to understanding the laws of nature, because let's just face it, the only reason why politicians exist is because they want to be placed in power. They want to have the world to control you and tell you what you should do and what you should think. Think for yourself, use logic, don't rely upon the person. That's most of the knowledge I've learned from video games and from life. Don't rely upon other people to do things for you, do it yourself. It's okay to rely on them, for advice, but don't always go to them to help you with every single thing. I learned that the hard way. Anyways, that pretty much covers it. But yes, feel free, to address, what inspired you to watch anime and video games. For me, it's always about the arts, the concepts, the creativeness of characters, and the wonderful stories the wonderful stories that manga and light novels can tell you. I know I first got into light novels, back in around, I think, 2017, where one day I went over to Japantown, and of course this guy who I just ran into, that's a really cool, awesome Japanese bookstore, and, he told me, he's sharing with me about stuff about manga and light novels, and then we ended up hanging out, we got food, and that sort of thing. And, of course, now here I am today, where I myself, of course, am reading loads of different books and exploring lots of things, thanks to Crunchyroll, and I haven't really been on high dive, because there's just too much animes to watch. Oh, and I did also finish the second season for Shield Hero, and obviously, turns out that the 3 other cardinal heroes were useless. Apparently, they were all useless, they didn't do jack shit. I mean, you barely saw them in the whole entire season, except for maybe in the last 6 episodes, where pretty much they got caught and were terrible, and it's such a mess. But there is a season 3 on the way, and I need to get back into reading the light novels. I need to really read them, because I don't know, I find, Naofumi is a really cool, awesome character. He's smart, he's intelligent, he understands things, compared to all the other cardinal heroes, which they're completely useless, and also they act like bitches. Stuck-up bitches that don't care, about Naofumi. They don't really understand him. They really think, oh, you know, he's a shield hero. What good can a guy with a shield do? He can do loads of things. He has the ability. He can, go into battle with hatred and like literally allow himself to, be consumed by an evil dragon that can then, perform a blood sacrifice. Yeah. But also in video games, there's also a thing called necromancy, and the other thing too of us to learn too, you cannot bring anyone back from the dead. It's impossible. That was one part that I actually learned from, well, there was a moment in, I think, in probably like the third to last episode of the second season of the Rising Shield Hero. Yeah, that was what was really, interesting and concerning to me. But after watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, you really cannot bring a person back to life, honestly. Now, there is a thing called you can bring someone who's already dead up to Earth, but you can't bring them completely back to being who they used to be. Unless, of course, you're God, and, unless, of course, God, who's an almighty person, can do that, but unfortunately, that is out of the realm of possibility in terms of human nature, Now, if you have a necromancer, you could summon up the person to be your undead, but an undead person can only just, be served to you as a slave. They're basically bound to do your bidding. They don't have their own human things. One of the characters. Now, I know this is a spoiler warning because I know a lot of you guys probably out there have not seen the end of season 2 for the Rising Shield Hero, but I want you to know that one of the vassal weapons that was given was the mirror, and apparently it was shoved into one of I think his name was Kyo. It was jabbed into went to his servants, and then he got brought back to life thanks to some sort of experimentation that Kyo did. But it turns out that no, once a person dies, they're gone. They can't come back, even if you want to see them. And the only way you could see them is if you yourself died as well. But yes. Anyways, that pretty much is it. Again, as I keep on saying, leave down your inspirations for what your favorite what bound you to enjoying video games and anime. Feel free. I will be, of course, reading comments, of course, and I will do some redecorating to this channel, so you guys will see it hopefully soon. And of course, by all means, please, by all means, join my actual, my actual Facebook group page. It's supposed to be called, it's labeled as Anime Core. It's supposed to be called Anime Core 85. But, if nothing else, I can always just, restart over and redo it. Probably I could always just end up deleting it and then just end up like restarting over with much more creativeness to it. That way it can actually be named as Anime Core 85 and not Anime Core. For some reason I can't seem to edit the name, but that's it. So yes, feel free to definitely follow me over on Anime Core 85 Facebook page, and of course also on Twitter. I have a Twitter account. It's at Anime Core 85. You can go there, follow, give me a follow, and of course you can check all the cool, awesome, incoming stuff that you see regarding videos. I am using it to play Super Mario myself, so there you go. And everything else I will keep you guys updated. When my next Let's Play Jak and Daxter, I was gonna do it tonight, but I decided not to. So I will probably think about doing it. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I want to say probably Monday. Well, let me see. I could do it tomorrow. Though tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and then I know day after is Christmas Day. So, I don't know. I'll think about maybe I can try doing it tomorrow, or maybe I could probably just think about doing it on Monday. Either way, I'll let you guys know. Just stay tuned, and I'll keep you guys posted with everything. Alright? So, until then, be sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, make sure you guys, have all notifications enabled and all that. And with that, I will end things off. This is Kuri the Vampire saying thank you for watching this awesome anime and gaming rant video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Alright, so till then, take care.